Tübingen, Germany, 2013. Scientists at the University of Tübingen report a landmark event. They have sequenced and decoded DNA that was extracted from 5 Egyptian mummy heads. Somehow, the way the ancient Egyptians embalmed the bodies of their dead allowed DNA to survive for thousands of years.
One of the things that happens in mummification is that they rapidly extract all the water. And it's thought that water actually is one of the major contributors to the degradation of the DNA. So that rapid extraction of water is believed to protect the mummy from DNA degradation.
Researchers have not yet found a complete set of genetic blueprints to the ancient Egyptian body. But this material shows them that if they do find enough DNA, they can, in theory, bring these people back to life, to physically resurrect them.
If we have the physical remain of a corpse, it might be possible to resurrect this corpse, literally, to regenerate the DNA. Now, the process would be extremely difficult, but the technology is on its way. And that will be amazing. I mean, they would literally have achieved their objective, is to be resurrected again.
Is it possible that scientists are finally starting to unravel the secrets to resurrection? And if so, can humanity eventually master this power so we can bring bodies and souls back into the physical world whenever we choose? Some ancient astronaut theorists suggest that many religions describe the moment when humans reach this stage of evolution. It's variously called the rapture, the day of judgment, end of days, or the apocalypse.
According to the legends, all humanity is to evolve into a higher form. The proper word would be transformation, wherein which we will have achieved the purpose for which we have come to Earth in the first place. But that in and of itself is not the end of the road. Then we evolve beyond that. This is referred to as the Great Resurrection.
One thing is crystal clear. In all of the ancient texts, those gods promised to return. Not just in the Bible, but in many of the ancient sacred texts.
Could the end of days that most religions foresee actually be the time when humanity discovers the secret to resurrection, allowing everyone to move between physical and spiritual planes of existence? And if so, will this realm be the place where we finally meet the extraterrestrials that ancient astronaut theorists say visited Earth thousands of years ago?
The idea of resurrection or rebirth into a new realm of existence, a new kingdom of heaven, was central to our interaction with the celestials or extraterrestrial beings. You can almost make the argument that that's why they came here, was to teach us how to resurrect ourselves, our bodies, to transform our bodies into a celestial form, a light body form.
We find a direct through line connecting extraterrestrials, angels, and the near-death experience. There is a compelling suggestion that at the end of days, the veil between realities will be parted, and we will gain the capability of moving directly between the world of the living and the world of the afterlife.
And I don't think that is anything that we should look upon with dread, but with joy, because it means we're not alone. And, you know, they're there with us.
Might we really have souls that exist in a realm that can be accessed by otherworldly beings? And if so, could stories involving the second coming of prophets, the reanimation of the dead, and the close encounters of those on the brink of death be evidence that extraterrestrials hold the secret to resurrection? Every religion seeks to answer the same question. where did we come from? Philosophers, sages, and priests have pondered our origins since the dawn of humanity, while science has looked for evidence that might one day give us the answer.
Both religion and science approach the idea of where we come from with a set of rules. Science has the scientific method. Religion comes at the same question with its own set of rules, a presupposition that a god or gods exist. Religion gives us a certain view of reality, and science gives us a different view of reality. And yes, there are points at which these two worldviews are compatible.
Science and religion, at their best moments, are searching for truth, as is philosophy, especially at moments like the moment of the Big Bang, the moment of creation, the Genesis. These streams of thought converge. In effect, science and religion and philosophy are all searching for the same thing. It reminds me of Einstein's question, what were God's thoughts when he was making the universe?
If science and religion are both searching for answers to the same questions, then why do we so often consider them at odds? Is it necessary that one negates the other?
Science speaks nothing whatsoever about the existence of God. And because of that, there's still an opening for God, right? There's still a possibility that God stands behind all this, that God's responsible for the Big Bang.
In the ancient world, the philosophers were the scientists. There was no clear distinction between hard research and theological speculations. All serious thinkers were trying to figure out the nature of reality. Now we consider these to be separate pursuits.
If we truly want to bridge the gap between religion and science, we must recognize that religion needs to become more scientific. And science would benefit by becoming a wee bit more religious, not in the mythological sense, but by looking back to the religious, in quote, what they interpret to be myth, and say, if there's any legitimacy or reality to this, what is it? Let's explore, let's discover, let's find out what the truth is.
Across the globe, over 1.5 billion people believe in reincarnation, including nearly all Eastern philosophies, as well as the Kabbalistic sect of Judaism.
Tibetans, we believe rebirth. All the sentient beings are rebirth. Rebirth is unlimited. It's no beginning. It already exists. Our body is a vessel of the consciousness. And when the consciousness travels to the next form, that's your vessel. You don't necessarily get rebirth. The human being, it's rebirth. Animals, any sentient beings.
In the Kabbalistic tradition of Judaism, reincarnation is considered a fundamental belief. And unlike other religions which believe you have only one lifetime in which to get it right, in the Kabbalistic tradition, it is believed that souls are given multiple chances to get it right. So souls are believed to reincarnate time after time.
The idea of the pre-existence of the soul was once a significant doctrine of the Christian canon.
The early Christian belief in reincarnation was eventually declared a heresy. Instead of recycling to Earth over and over again, you now only have one destination after this life. That destination is either heaven or it's hell, depending on how you behaved in life. It was used as a control mechanism.
In ancient Greece, Socrates, Pythagoras, and Plato all commented on the possibility of reincarnation. In the dialogues, Plato says, "I am confident that there truly is such a thing as living again, and that the living spring from the dead. So here's a strong sense of reincarnation.
There are many beliefs around the world that reincarnation exists. Some people believe that certain types of souls are able to come back not just in one body, but in several bodies at once to perform specific tasks. And that's one of the reasons why there are so many more people on the earth today than there used to be. And also, it is possible for you to reincarnate from other planets.
Oftentimes, when reincarnation is discussed, we only talk about it that people are reincarnated here on Earth. And I personally always thought that that was a limiting idea of reincarnation. I think even extraterrestrial organisms, biological ones, would be reincarnated throughout the universe.
If souls are indeed recycling through various bodies, as so many cultures, both ancient and modern, have proposed, is this simply the natural continuation of life? Or might this process be directed towards some greater end? One that reaches far beyond Earth. The Book of Enoch, Chapter 91. After journeying through the heavenly realm and returning to Earth, Enoch is preparing to be taken back up into the heavens once again. Before he leaves, Enoch gathers together his family and shares with them a startling prophecy.
He assembles the whole family. The oldest of his son was Methuselah, the biblical Methuselah. Methuselah asked his father, Enoch, will I see you again? And Enoch said, the guardians of the sky told me I will return to this planet. But thousands of years will have passed, so we will not see each other again.
The concept of a divine figure leaving and returning to Earth is echoed across almost every major religion.
In the Jewish tradition, there's the expectation that the prophet Elijah will return before the Messiah and bring in this age of peace and righteousness that ushers in the end of time. In the Christian tradition, the return of Jesus, who for Christians is the Messiah. In the Islamic tradition, it's either the Mahdi, the divinely guided one, or it's Muhammad who will return. In a sense, this ushers in a brand new age, a brand new relationship with God, a brand new way of existing in the world.
There's a body of Hindu scriptures known as the Puranas, and these tell about the 10th and final incarnation of the god Vishnu that comes at the end of this present cycle of time.
These prophecies speak of this messianic figure riding upon the clouds of heaven, accompanied by the armies of heaven. This suggests that we're talking about some kind of a vehicle or a craft.
This whole concept of the return of the gods, well, who are we waiting for? It will not be any of these ancient, quote-unquote, saintly figures or holy figures, but it will be extraterrestrials.
Is it possible that humankind's most sacred religious texts document extraterrestrial intervention on Earth? And might the teachings of Enoch have been meant to prepare humanity for the day when we will awaken to a profound new reality? Perhaps the Book of Enoch has yet to be completed. And when the final chapter is written, we will know that it is not a story of angels, but of our alien ancestors.